welcome to another edition of Marty's Place, coming to you from beautiful Calgary. It's a great day outside, and it is mid-September. And today we're going to do a very quick recipe because I have a ton of tomatoes, Roma, and cherry tomatoes, so to use some of them up, we're making bruschetta. So, I've already pre-sliced the tomatoes into very tiny pieces, so hopefully you can see that, and that saves time because people don't want to sit around and watch you slice tomatoes or chop tomatoes. So anyways, where was I? I made some notes, a little history on bruschetta. It's traced back to ancient Rome, but they did not use tomatoes at that time. They used olive oil. And it was actually to rejuvenate stale bread. So the olive oil would soften the bread, and then thus they could eat it and it became very palatable for them. So that's kind of the history of bruschetta, and it wasn't until the 16th century that they started using tomatoes in bruschetta. And the tomatoes are actually brought from the Americas, and Italy is credited with sort of the more modern version of bruschetta, that they use tomatoes, I wanted to say the Aztecs were the first to cultivate the tomato, and they got edible varieties of it. And what they did was, it was actually in places in Europe, the tomato, if you gave a gal a tomato plant, that was a sign of love. And the French actually called it the love apple or the love plant. And so it had a very special meaning. Anyways, enough of that. Let's make some bruschetta. So I've pre-measured all the ingredients. You need balsamic vinegar, extra virgin olive oil. I use coarse ground pepper, and you're supposed to use sea salt, but I use kosher salt. I thought that would be close enough. And I didn't have fresh basil, so I just used some dried basil leaves. And we've made it this way before, and it turns out really good. When you actually do a lot of recipes, they say to blanch the tomatoes and peel the skins off them. But I find the cherry tomatoes are, they don't have really thick skins, and even the small amount of Roma tomatoes I use seem to go well with it. And the other thing is, we're supposed to use 2 cloves of garlic. So this is a minced garlic I had. I didn't have fresh garlic, so, and again, I've used it before, so it turns out really good. So in with the garlic, in with the salt and pepper, in with the basil, and in with the olive oil. And the last ingredient is the balsamic vinegar, 1 teaspoon of balsamic vinegar. Olive oil was 1 tablespoon. And so we'll just stir this up with my handy dandy whisk. Whoa, got away on me there. And while I'm stirring, we're gonna pop this bread, and we just got a baguette and sliced it and buttered it. And we're going to put that in on broil. So in a few minutes, we'll come back and show you the final ingredient, or the final preparation. Okay, and we're back. Okay, so the bread has been toasted. It looks great. Pardon my hands. Nice toasty baguettes. And I've taken the liberty to spread some bruschetta on a piece of bread, and we are just about ready to sit down and enjoy wonderful baguette bruschetta with little red wine. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye now.